worst Zepbound foods and Mounjaro foods for Zepbound weight loss and Mounjaro weight loss. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 98 pounds and on the run to a negative 130 pound weight loss journey. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Freddie. My other co-host, Wilma, is busy right now. But on today's episode, I want to do a deep dive of the worst Zepbound food to avoid and the worst Mounjaro food to avoid. But before I do that, little caveat on my 23-month journey. This is simply my experience, strength, and hope. Never medical advice. Always talk to your own healthcare provider. And two, there are no foods that are off limits. There are, however, and that may be trial and error for you. What works well for me may not work well for you. What works really well for me may not work really well for you. And at the end, you're going to want to stay till the end because I can't do a negative video. We gotta do the positives too. So I will have the best Zepbound food at the end and the best Mounjaro food at the end. So stay till the end on that too. What has caused me increased gastrointestinal issues, which for Zepbound side effects are diarrhea, constipation, nausea. Same thing for Mounjaro. They're both the same things, just different FDA classification or FDA approvals from the manufacturer Eli Lilly. That I can have certain foods in my body that make those gastrointestinal issues worse. When I have a ton of protein, but I'm not having any fiber with it, that makes my Zepbound constipation high. If I'm having things like fried foods, and we're gonna go more into those topics, I can have blowout diarrhea. And earmuffs mom, my mom probably would be mortified that I'm talking about diarrhea on the internet, but we've come this far, friends, literally. Over the last 2 years, if you haven't clicked that like and subscribe button, make sure you do. And you can see my whole playlist. Most people binge watch those videos to learn each level, because I'm now on Zepbound 15 milligrams. Honey, I've been through it all. I started on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams, but because of the shortages, I've been on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and TIRZEPATIDE compound. So no foods are off limits, particularly for me with an unhealthy relationship with food. It has really been a matter of trial and error and testing things of how does that work in my body? How does that feel? How does my body feel in that moment, an hour later, the next day, and kind of checking in with myself? That has been a whole new ball game to help heal my relationship with food. And being morbidly obese, I've needed some of that healing. I have needed some of that healing. So the first thing for me, ribeye steaks. I used to love ribeye steaks. In fact, I'd come on here on YouTube and do cooking shows with you guys with ribeye steaks and talk about ribeye steaks. I cannot have them anymore. And if I do, my husband loves a ribeye steak. I'll have a bite. But if I have more than that, honey, I better have my sneakers on to get running because my gastrointestinal issues will be flaring. I was on a date, if you can only imagine, with my hot husband, dressed to the nines, cute as it could be, a cute pocketbook, cute shoes, cute everything. And the way I was hoofing it to try to get home, I will not have a ribeye steak anymore. And I've done that twice. And both times I've been like, the second time I was in my own home, thank goodness. But I cannot have really high food like that. Super buttery things. That just is like, it's like in the movie, have you guys seen that? Seen that Chevy Chase movie, the Christmas movie with Chevy Chase? What's that famous one? Where Clark Griswold, and where he's sitting on the metal sled, and it's like a rocket ship. Literally, that's what happens to me when I eat ribeye steak. So no bueno, no good. Also fried food. So to combat that also, and at the end, I'm gonna have a whole list of really cool stuff I love, but I'll have a New York strip. That does not seem to hurt my tummy as much. Or I've had like a leaner sirloin type thing. I think I've had filet mignon and it didn't seem to affect my tummy either, but being intentional about having a leaner cut as opposed to like a ribeye that's really fatty. Same thing with fried foods. I had a bucket of chicken, not the whole bucket, just maybe 2 pieces of it. I went to, where was it? Popeyes, Bojangles, one of those southern places where you're like, ooh, yum. That was not a good choice for me. That was not a good choice for me. Fried foods I cannot really do. I can have French fries, but maybe just a couple. The other day I wanted some tater tots, but a couple. I know where I'm like, okay, I'll have a couple bites and then like I'll get the small portion. I have had more than that and it has led to horrible stomach cramping also for me. And again, for some people, they can be like, I can eat a whole thing. I can eat a 10-piece from KFC. I just cannot. I cannot. But what I have done is I do love chicken tendies. I love me some chicken tendies. So my air fryer, I'll link down below my favorite air fryer. We have two. I have an individual air fryer, and then I have like a big one if I'm cooking for my family. If I'm just doing my lunch, I'll use my individual air fryer because it takes less time. I don't have to clean it as much. It's smaller on the countertop. I'll link that down in the description link below. Just click that ... more button. I have tested literally like 10 different air fryers, and those are my favorite, the big and the smaller one. I will have chicken tendies instead, and those are substantially lower in calories, still has very high protein to hit my protein goals because of muscle mass. We'll talk about that too later on. But that is a good substitute for me instead of fried food. Granted, I have to cook that as opposed to like going to pick it up, but it is an easy thing. I can get at Costco those the B-A-R-R-E chicken tendies because the breading on it's not heavily coated. Costco now has like a generic version of that that's cheaper. You can go to most grocery stores and get those type ones of the chicken tendies that are lightly breaded, and they taste like fried food, but it's not. You can put them in wraps. You can just have them like as dips. It's a nice way to get high protein in, but it doesn't blow out my stomach. Next one, worst Zepbound food to avoid, not hitting my protein goals. So for me, focusing in on high protein because muscle mass loss happens with any sort of substantial weight loss, not just with GLP-1 medication. So not just with Zepbound, not just with Mounjaro, with all WEGOVY, semaglutide, TIRZEPATIDE compound, not just with those. It happens with any sort of weight loss. And so combating that, I do choose to do weight training activities and then also eat protein. The high protein to stay fuller longer because I'm on Zepbound 15 milligrams. My appetite suppression is not what it once was, honey. That's what I say to my bottom too. It's not what it once was, but it's coming back. It's coming back. The Pitbull song is like, I'm bringing it back. That's me. So not hitting my protein goals, that is the worst food, Zepbound food not to have for me because I will be hungry later on. It's the dickens for me if I don't hit those protein goals. And I do that through a variety of different ways, which I'll show you for the best foods of my favorite ways to do that. But not hitting those, that for me is detrimental because I'll eat way more calories. I have found the correlation between hitting my protein goals and consuming the calories I'm supposed to. And it's not calories in, calories out BS. We have to be in it, like it's math. It's a math equation. And for me, if I look at it as a math equation, it takes the emotion out of it. It's that I have to maintain a calorie deficit if I want to lose weight. And so the appetite suppression that Zepbound provides and Mounjaro provides are incredible, but I have to still do my due diligence, particularly on day 5, 6, 7, when that appetite suppression is waning. So, the protein goals, that's why it's so important, is to help with the muscle mass loss, with that part. But for me, as of right now, where I'm like have tunnel vision is keeping full. It really does keep me full. And when I'm full like that, I'm not having as many calories in a day, which thus leads to my weight loss. And so that's the next one. Next one, high sugar. We just came out of Halloween a couple weeks ago. My husband and I went into Halloween. We actually threw away, I felt horribly. We threw away a ton of candy. Normally we would donate it. My husband and I both looked at each other deep in each other's eyes. And I said, baby, I'm going to eat all this candy before we even donate it. And he said, babe, we're not going to make it to the donation. You and I are going to snarf this down. And I'm like, thine own self be true. We both knew each other. I knew he would and I knew I would. We would be sneaking it. We would be going it like, no. And I don't want my kid to see that either because I am a representation for him of my health. And so we decided that we wanted to just throw it away, which felt horrible and like such a waste. But my health is more important than that right now. Normally I would be a good steward. I love to donate. We tie the bunch. That's for me, charitable things are really, really important. But I knew I would eat more. And even if it was just a couple of pieces, y'all, I cannot at this phase in my weight loss journey of really trying to push to my health goals. I am pushing it to the pedal to the metal because 2025 is going to be my year where I conquer. Like I'm claiming that now as I'm filming this now. And so having high sugar things, I did have the day after Halloween, quite a few pieces. I felt horrible. I literally felt like one of those rollers ran me over. You know, in construction that they have those rollers when they pave the streets. I felt like that. I felt like Mr. Freddie does right now. Lynn was doing the same thing. I walked her too much this morning because of Zepbound. And so having too much sugar, and it will make me have, I was like, why am I having this horrible diarrhea? Cha-cha-cha. I'm having this horrible diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, because I ate too many dang candy bars. And even those fun ones, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again because it is a revelation to me each time I say it, only consuming an extra 250 calories per day for 2 weeks, it will lead to a 1 pound weight gain. Not weight loss, weight gain. And so I'm like, no, not today, Satan. Throw those bars away. So we did throw away the sugar. We don't have it in our house. What we do is we're going to do it in 2 days. We are intentional to have days of where we go out as a family to go have like ice cream. My kid has been doing really, really well with something that he's been working really hard on that's very challenging for him. And we wanted to reward him for his hard work. And so we had a root beer float party. It was so fun, but we literally bought the single serving size of root beer and then threw away, like if there's anything, threw it away. So there was no leftovers, a small pint of ice cream. And we had our root beer float. So it was just for that moment and not leftovers. And that for me, if I am going to have something sugary, but I know then the price is going to pay for my weight loss journey, my Zepbound weight loss journey. And that is a price that is way too high for me right now. It's too dang high. So limiting those or making alternative substitutions for me is really, really important. So, and then it's a matter of trial and error. I also do something, I get hyper fixated on things. And so this is going to transition into the best Zepbound foods to consume, to enjoy, and Mounjaro foods to love, 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 love on that have worked really well for me and my blood panels. I had the best blood panels I've had, I think even since I was in like my 20s. It was really, really good at my most recent doctor's visit. I work with Join Fridays telehealth, but I do go to my primary care doctor for like cold, flu, stuff like that. Like I had my flu shot, my COVID shot, like vaccine type stuff too. So what does work is I focus in on a protein of the week. I really like to have a lean protein of the week that I focus in on. This past week, it was rotisserie chicken. That was awesome. I had that for 2 days straight and hyper focused in on it for lunch and dinner. It was amazing. This upcoming week, I'm going to be doing lean ground chicken or lean ground protein or lean ground chicken or lean ground turkey, 98 or 99%. That is such low calories, such high protein, and I can make it in a ton of different ways. It is literally like the shrimp gumbo, shrimp on the Barbie, shrimp from Forrest Gump, you know? Shrimp on the Barbie, shrimp buffet, like all of these things, like I don't even know if shrimp buffet is a thing. I just made that up. So there, you can add it to the list. But so having a protein focus of the week for me is really, really helpful. And then I'm also not wasting that, or I can make extras and then freeze it. So a lean protein focus of the week is one of my best Zepbound foods that I do and love. You would be so surprised. One of my favorite proteins that I'm obsessed with, and actually I should take you guys downstairs. I'm gonna take you guys downstairs to show you a hydration station, but before I do that is Fage Greek yogurt, 0% fat. One of the most underutilized proteins in my opinion that people don't talk about enough. I'm not sponsored by Fage. Fage, call me because I'd love to be. They have like, it's the parchment paper on top where it gets like the wetness off. Costco sold it for the longest time and now they switched to their own Greek yogurt brand and it stinks. It's not the same. And it doesn't have the, Costco, if you're watching, it doesn't have the parchment paper on top or the wax paper on top like Fage does. So Fage also has little individual servings too if you don't want to scoop it out of a big dish. It is low in calories, super filling. It's like for the one serving size, which I think is 3/4 of a cup off the top of my head, only 90 calories and 18 grams of fat. No, 18 grams of protein, excuse me. That's crazy. Maybe it's 9 grams of protein. Go check your labels. It's really good. Regardless, tomato, it's really, really good. Okay, let me go show you guys my protein stuff that I'm obsessed with. This is my hydration station and my protein station of all of my stuff. Here, I'm gonna go through and share with you like the things that I absolutely love. Out of the gate, Bioptimizer's Protein Breakthrough. This one is if you're vegan or vegetarian, it is, it's awesome. Soy-free, gluten-free, 23 grams of protein in it. It's chocolate. So it's my favorite chocolate one. And you can use the discount code QUEEN to save some extra money. They're having a huge sale soon. So if you're in my free encouragement group, which I'll link down below, I'll be announcing that. This is awesome in terms of an amazing, amazing protein shake to have. Okay, I brought over some of my best Zepbound foods to include and TIRZEPATIDE foods to include. The Clean Simple Eats variety pack, these I like because it's not chocolate. So they have cake batter, vanilla, like a ton of great flavors in them. And they come in bag format, which honestly, I don't really like the bag format. You guys, for people who are OGs, you know, like scooping into a bag, it can get underneath my fingernails. It feels unsanitary. I'm a germphobe. So I will utilize these out, but moving forward, I have bought their like individual packets like this, or the variety pack if you're like, I just want to try the flavors and see what they look like. These are easy to make my proffies with to hit my protein goals. So they have like peaches and cream. This is what the packets look like. They have a really cool coconut cream, and you can make protein ice cream out of these too, which is really cool. I also love their, and you can use the discount code QUEEN on their website. I also love their collagen packs. This has been the collagen that I've been moving towards for more of a fruity one. I'll put their peach one in my unsweet tea and make like a peach tea. This I usually have just by itself. It's the blackberry lemonade just on its own. It's really good. And then I also really do like the sour watermelon. My kid tried that the other day. He's like, it's so good. Bioptimizer's Mushroom Breakthrough, which sounds like it's mushrooms, but it's not. Actually, I take it for the collagen component of it. And it's got bovine collagen and marine collagen in there. And it's only 50 calories for 2 scoops. I usually only use 1 scoop. So 1 scoop, 25 calories in there. If you use 2 scoop, total of 3 grams of protein in there. And again, with 2 scoops, it has the 2.5 grams of collagen also in it. And I like it because you can get caramel or chocolate or chai. So it's a fun thing to put in like coffee drinks too. I really like that. My vitamins that I take, my daily vitamins that I am obsessed with are GEM vitamins. Those are the best foods for me. It really helped my blood panels. It has in it already probiotics and prebiotics, particularly if I'm having tummy issues. Very, very helpful for that. Highly recommend GEM and their daily chews. Love those. I've talked about it before. I will link this down below. It's like a bodega. It's our separate, it's a bodega fridge. Basically, it has all of our fresh fruits and vegetables in here, which is nice, particularly during the holiday season. But down here, I made it my drink station. I'm obsessed with LMNT electrolytes. Their sparkling drinks are amazing. We have those. Clear protein in here. If you're not a clear protein fan, these are awesome. My favorite is the blue raspberry from Clean Simple Eats. Use the discount code QUEEN. And then fruits, you can see it's stocked to the gills. We intentionally stock that so it's full. So we go there for snacks. And so my kid goes there for snacks. Y'all can see we have a drink obsession over here. It's majorly disorganized, but also a decaf coffee galore. And my husband has caffeinated. Here's my refrigerator. There's that Faya Greek yogurt I was telling you about. If I can get it, I will get it on a pickup haul. And using Instacart for me, I'm not sponsored by them, has been really, really helpful to get fresh fruits and vegetables. Right now, my hyper focus on fruits is pomegranate seeds. So good, helps with the constipation too. Eggs, you can see down there. And these pre-cooked proteins are also really, really helpful and amazing. I highly recommend them from Costco. He knows. He knows I was opening the refrigerator. I have to reiterate again, my beautiful flowers, that we are all not the same. And so my stuff very well may be different from your stuff. And as I continue to heal my food journey, my foods continue to change. How we have opposable thumbs is that we have evolved as a species. And so for me, evolving on this health and wellness journey, things are going to continue to change, and that's okay. Stuff that worked really well for me a year ago is evolving, and that's okay. It's actually great news because it means that I'm really leaning into my health. And so I want to encourage you as you walk through your health journey of finding what you like to make this sustainable. I cannot see it all. I thought I'd be able to see, but she cannot see. Making this health journey sustainable for you. And that includes not having food triggers either. Oh, the dog's gonna come over and drink the water right as I'm trying to wrap this video up. We're gonna do our emoji of the day. He knew I was gonna do my emoji of the day, and he's like, bam, we're gonna make the emoji of the day today a flower that tells me that you made it this far in the video. And truly, I wanna get to know you better if you have, because I really do care. I sincerely love you, and I'm cheering you on in your journey. The emoji of the day is also a bat signal for me to pray over you or uplift you in positive thought. 2, our accountability. It's driving me crazy. Our accountability question of the day is, what are you doing today to move you closer to your goals? Tell me down in the comments below. What are you doing today to move you towards your goals? Right now, I'm gonna go for another walk. I've typically now walked 5 miles a day, at least because of our dogs with our new rescue. I'm walking a ton. She is walking a ton. My legs are not as sexy as I feel like they should be from walking this much. I'm like, you should look a lot sexier for all that you're moving. Not there yet. But I hope this is helpful for you. This has been really, really helpful for me to go through and learn new ways, because I actually do crave fruits, vegetables, high fiber, nutrient dense foods and fruits and vegetables. That to me is one of my staples, and one of the things, that's why I wanted to show you guys our fruits and veggie refrigerator, because, and also has drinks in there too, but because it's literally bam in my face. And I fully recognize that not everybody's able to do that, but within your own refrigerator, can you organize your fruits and vegetables so you're more upfront in your eyeballs to help you? That would be one of my tips too. Putting the things you like closer to the front so you see it every day. I love you so super much. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shop, and count my blessings, because life is delicious. Bye, friends.